Don't you just love summer? And today we're going to be smoking our own salmon. We're going to need rock salt, fresh dill and a bag of demerara sugar. First things first, we need to fillet the fish. You'll need a sharp knife as this can be a bit tricky, and the key thing is to end up with 2 boneless fillets, sparing as much meat as possible. We bought these 2 fish this morning down at our local market for £5 each, which I think is a pretty good deal. We're going to be preparing these fillets in 2 different ways, one in a dry salt mix and the other in a brine solution. The idea is that the salt content in the mix and the solution withdraw the moisture from the fillets of the fish before we smoke them. Dill goes really well with salmon, so we've added some to our dry mix, but make sure it's chopped up nice and fine to release the flavours. For our dry cure, we've lined an oven dish with cling film, filled this to an inch depth with salt, then we place the fillets skin side down. After that we add a generous layer of dill and then cover completely with more salt, before wrapping tightly in more layers of cling film. This wrapping needs to be tight to help remove as much moisture as possible from the fillets before we smoke them. With our dry cure done, it's now time to prepare the brine mix.
Well, we've managed to build our brine mixture here, which is part salt. I think it's 2 parts salt to 1 part sugar. We've got about 1 litre of water in there, 2 litres of water in there, and it's now the time to place our fillets into the brine. They'll be staying in there for roughly, I think we're thinking 2.5 hours at the moment. The problem we've got here is the fish are floating due to the high salt levels of the brine. Therefore, using the idea originally created by Withnail and I, there's only one option for us to do. Fork it. And we'll use those to weight it down, coming back in perhaps an hour just to move the fork so that the brine manages to get all the way around the fish. I hope that works.
Whilst we leave the fillets to marinate, it's time to look in the garage. I can think of a perfect tea chest, in fact, we can use to build our smoker. What we're planning to do now is to remove the top of this box of this tea chest, replace it with a piece of board. And hung down from there we're going to have some hooks that we can attach the fish onto. So now it's just a question of removing the top of this tea chest. And it's been successfully removed. Here I am adding the hanging rings to the lid of our new smoker. These need to be screwed in nice and tight, as we don't want our precious fillets falling down and frying now, do we? And thanks to our trusty assistant, 4-year-old fireman Sam, for all his help. The next thing is to test our new equipment. The gas stove was bought for £2 from our local market, and we found this half-empty gas bottle on the street, so have given it a new home. We bought these lovely hickory wood chips from the spa. And here she is in all her glory. The chimney is made out of a dustbin we found, with the base rusted out, and of course our beloved Kenyan-made tea chest to top it all off. Just over here. Our smoker, we're having a small test run to see how much smoke we can actually produce, but it would seem quite a bit, so I think we're going to be fine. Our salmon fillets have been curing for the past 2.5 hours. Now it's time to get them out and rinse them thoroughly to remove all the excess salt. Here's John adding the hooks. These were made out of bent old bits of coat hanger and attached using bamboo skewers. Well, it's 6:30 now. Me and John have been up since 8 o'clock this morning, getting the salmon and the smoker ready. And here we go, the big salmon reveal.
The ones with the green on them are the ones that have been in the brine solution. The other ones without the green, obviously, have been in the dry cure. We're now going to leave them in the box hanging overnight to allow them to dry. And obviously we'll have to take them inside so that Mr Fox doesn't get them. And we'll come back in the morning to get the smoking done.